I'm wondering if any of you guys ever watch any of these videos by pickup artists. I mean, there is a good thing they do teach men about approaching women in real life, and I love that. I do not like men who hide behind keyboards. I think online dating is a supplement to actually speaking to women in real life. You've got to have the confidence to talk to a woman in real life, to hold the attention of a real woman. But the pickup artists seem to get a lot of pleasure out of approach and seduction. And I don't know what that ultimately gives them. Like, the more women I can score with, the more of a man that I am, is kind of the idea. And because men like sex and they like having sex with a lot of women, that's what they do. But I have a couple questions about it because they're getting fast women. Their idea is, if I have the good game, I can seduce a woman quickly. I can build attraction, comfort, create the distance, make her want me. And if I'm alpha enough, if I'm the top 5% of alpha men by having developed myself in terms of my looks, my finances, my status, then women will want me and they'll drop their panties for me and let me fuck them in the ass on the first date because I'm a Chad. And they'll marry the beta bucks guy who'll just grovel at her feet, but they want to fuck the Chad and they'll fuck him on the first night. So that's kind of the idea. And there is a thing that women, a man can bring out this animal desire in a woman, but there is no freaking Chad in my life. There's not a guy I would drop my panties for on the first date. Like, I don't think I've ever done that. I'm trying to think back to, there was a time in my life I was specifically looking for sexual experiences, but I don't remember ever having gone out and been like, oh my God, this guy blew me away, I'm gonna fuck him on the first. I don't remember ever having done that. So I'm kind of curious because women are not naturally fast. We need to trust a man and gradually open to him. So these guys who are players that get a woman, I'm wondering what kind of women they're getting, if they're high quality women, or if these women are just looking for approval or validation. I'm not really sure. So that's the first question I have. What kind of women are they getting? Like really young, insecure women, women under 27 who don't really know themselves yet. Because these men also love younger women, women in their 20s, under 27 usually, is what I think they like to go after. And those women they don't know themselves yet. They haven't yet discovered the toll it takes to just sleep with the guy right away. And I'm also wondering if these men ever consider the needs of a woman and how a woman feels to just be fucked and left. Because the pickup artists are not in relationships. Some of these guys are in their 30s or 40s, and they're still just hooking up, scoring women. I don't know how emotionally fulfilled these men are, and how they have left these women and what kind of women they're getting. I'm just very curious to hear the other side of it. I'm contrasting that. I'm kind of browsing again through John Gray's book, the dating book. It's, hold on. It's Mars and Venus on a Date, where he talks about the stages of dating. It's pretty good. In regards to, does a woman owe a man a sex after dinner? He's saying that young women often think that. Why would you go out with a man who, if you feel like you owe him sex, and that a woman is never obligated to have sex with anyone? That her appreciation of what he does is enough. But then some of these pickup artists, they also talk about building attraction and pulling away, like you have to be mysterious, you can't let the woman know you like her too much. But then I think, why create all that uncertainty? Like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of game playing to me, and I'm just wondering what you guys think about it. Um, it just seems like it's a very different way of looking at the world than the men that talk about, dating. Now, what a lot of these dating coaches will say, though, is that a man will bond to a woman through having his sexual needs met. That doesn't mean you have to go all the way. A woman bonds by having her feelings listened to and being heard and understood and cared about. And a man bonds through being sexually, not that men bond through sex. Like if you fuck a guy, he's not going to fall in love with you. But when you're with him, to be sexual with him, it opens his heart. That's kind of what it is. A man uses sex to feel connected. So they also talk about first base, second base, third base, that you can have sex with a man gradually. You don't have to go all the way. You can just kiss him or just make out or do some heavy petting or whatever. You do not have to go all the way. So these women that are going all the way on the first date by having met this guy who's just a pickup artist and he's not giving them a relationship, which is what women usually want, to have sex, then I'm just questioning the whole thing. Now, I'm an escort. I have sex with men because they pay me. I don't have sex with men that don't pay me, period. I want a relationship or I want money. I'm just a typical woman. Men can go around fucking and leave. That's what they can do. I have had clients who were in new dating situations, and they told me, oh my God, I had such a great date with her yesterday, and I tried to kiss her and she wouldn't let me. I can't wait to kiss her. Or, oh my God, I really like this girl. And they'll tell me, I really like this girl, I really like this woman, but they're here with me, having sex with me. Okay, that's what a man can do. Why are they having sex with me? Because they're not yet having sex with that woman. They made the appointment before they had the second or the third date with her. They maybe are wanting to explore something around their sexuality. I cannot imagine a woman saying, oh my God, I met this guy, I like him so much, I can't wait to see where this is going, and then going out and fucking another guy. Well, women don't do that. Like, believe me, there is no way. A woman is always quicker to get off the dating app or to stop seeing other men because we're more emotional, but men can really separate that out. They really can. My dad was a huge philanderer. He cheated on my mom before their wedding. On their wedding night, he left. On their wedding night, he left. My mom was 8 months pregnant. He left. He came home late. He took his wedding ring off, threw it at her, and never wore it again. And a few years ago, I found out that I have a half sister born 6 months after me. Yes, my dad was a philanderer his whole life, but he always came home to us. Those women were just fucks. Those women were just fucks. He always came home to us. He did eventually divorce my mother, and he has been remarried 40 years to his now wife. He cheated on her, but he always came home to her. And that's what men do who are philanderers. They fuck other women, but they always come home to their wives. It's extremely rare for a man to leave his wife for his mistress. My father was one of the few who did that. It's very rare. I think it happens in like 1% of cases. But the men of certain cultures do cheat a lot. My dad is Persian. Hispanic men are also known for cheating. It's part of their culture. They're encouraged to fuck around. It makes them macho. They feel entitled. And the women don't care, or they put up with it, or he pays the bills, I don't care. They don't really care, or I don't know. But I digress. The whole thing was, I'm just curious about the women who are fast, if they're getting their needs met emotionally too, if they're emotionally closed off, because a woman needs to bring her emotions online. Okay, for a woman to really fuck a man, really fuck him, she's got to love him. The way he talks has to open her heart and make her pussy wet. Even before that, for her to really feel attracted, and the more emotion she brings into it. So these women that are going with these pickup artists, women are not that fast naturally. Now, what I do with my clients, I use my mind to get myself in the yes space, because none of my friends are, well, I know a couple people who are escorts, but my friends, the ones that I know, that I spend time with, that I have over or go to dinner with, none of them are escorts. They're like, they just think I'm a cool person, they like me, but they often ask me how I do it. Because I'm a regular woman, I'm not fast. I can make myself fast for the money. For $200, no way, I wouldn't do it. I do $300 for a half hour, I will do that. Because I can be a little bit of a whore, and sometimes I like a little bit of a quickie. I don't want to be this exclusive, oh, I'm 2 hour minimum, but I do it by mentally making that decision to open my heart to this man. I decide I'm going to be in that mode and open my heart to that man, like in a healing way, in a loving way, so I see his heart and what he needs, and I'm going to give that to him. It's not because he made my pussy wet. Believe me, when they get here, my pussy's not wet for them. They have to work at it a little bit by how they touch me. So I don't get this whole fast woman thing that the pickup artists do. I cannot imagine any scenario where I would have sex with a guy on a first date, or a man could approach me, and I like sex, where a man could approach me and I'd be like, oh, I'll give you my number, I really want to fuck you. And that's what these pickup artists talk about. Like, if you're that kind of guy, a woman will respond that way to you. I don't get it. But I would love to hear in your comments what you think. I'm going to call this Pickup Artists, Fast Women, and I don't know. Do pickup artists really get the full woman? A woman who's like deep and emotional. Because good sex with the woman isn't just a crazy woman who's looking for validation. It's a woman who can nurture you and support you and open to you and receive you. Are these women really receiving, or are they just like, I don't know. I'm just curious. I have to think about what to call this video. Thank you for watching.